Hey guys, welcome back. We've got Sara Poptarts on.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you on. We met via Instagram. It's an Instagram love story. Poptarts added me, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, who is this? Because you have a big following, and we just you also had relatable in your bio, and I have that in mind. So I was like, okay, who is this? So I DM'd you, and I was like, thanks for the follow. I was like, I think we're best friends, and you were like, we are. And I'm curious. I never even asked you. So I'm like, how did you find me?
I think you may have just shown up on like my For You page.
Really?
Or
Shocking.
the Explore page on Instagram. They're two different things. But yeah, I think I just saw it on there, and then I clicked on your profile. Same thing, where I was just like, oh, we have like the exact same personality.
Vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so stupid.
And so I was like,
I loved it. Well, I like watched like 4 videos and I DM'd you and I was like, we are the same person. And then here we are.
And like I think I saw you were from New York, and I was moving to New York, and I was like, I just need to meet anybody that I can there before I go. And so I was just like,
and I loved, so you came over, first time you came over, we hung out, we talked for 4 hours straight.
I was deathly ill.
I know, and we just like didn't stop talking.
Yeah.
It was so fun. Like it like was nonstop, and then like later we found out we have the exact same birthday.
Exact same.
Born on the exact same day, March 2nd, 1993. Oh God, I think it continues. And I'm just like, it's so fun. And then I love that, like the other day I saw you were with Riley Lassen at the stand.
Yes.
And you guys met after my birthday.
I'm going up to Philly to do Jamie's show. I'm just taking all of your friends.
No, I love it.
I came here, I met your friends, and I'm like, they're mine now.
No, it's been so organic and so cool. Like I was texting with Jamie the other day, and she's like, oh yeah, Sarah's coming down. I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, I forget that we all met that night. But because it just feels so like, that's also the scene in general. But it made me so happy to like have you come in and like be able to like bring you into my group of people, and you guys connect so organically, and it's just been cool.
Everyone's making it so easy here. Like I thought that I was going to come in and it was going to be so awkward for the first like 6 months, because everyone says that like, oh, you moved to New York, it's just a grind, you're going to hate yourself for 6 months. I'm like, everyone's been super nice, and it's been like pretty easy. I'm not saying that there haven't been hard days.
Totally.
Because like, you know, I saw a man shit on the street, and like,
well, welcome.
I've seen
That's
some rats. Like, yeah, like I have been welcomed in. But as far as like the comedy scene here, I'm like, I don't know why everyone like made me so scared.
Yeah, well, it's probably good to come in with that fear, and like then, like it's only gonna get better from there.
Surprised.
A low bar is the key to a happy life.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me with pretty much everything in my life.
No, literally. Yeah. I always say set the bar low and smash it.
Yeah.
Or trip over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. I mean, like, I wanted to ask, like, what's been, like, the hardest thing moving here?
Having no car.
Yeah.
Like, I was one of those people, if I was somewhere for dinner and we wanted to go have drinks somewhere after, I would drive from the dinner place. Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to be like...
I would drive from the dinner place 800 feet away.
Shut up.
I'm not kidding. I'm like, I'm not. That's crazy. Like, why would we walk? So, like, I have no car. And I'm out in Queens, so, like, just to get anywhere has been a struggle. Like, once I get somewhere, I'm like, oh, this is the best day of my life. But as I'm walking to it, I'm like, I fucked up so bad. I should have never moved here. Like, this is the worst mistake I've ever made. And then I get there, and I'm like, this is so cool. Yeah. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, also, that's, like, just New York when it's cold. Like, when you're outside and you're forced to be in the elements, you're like, this sucks.
I moved in February. Like,
the worst.
What?
The worst.
Who moves to New York in February?
Well, I guess Indiana's not that much warmer, is it?
No, it's not, but I had a car.
Yeah.
And, like, didn't have to, like, leave if I didn't want to.
Totally. When I went to school in Colorado, I didn't have a car the first 2 years, and I almost transferred because I was cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that I legit wrote out, like, a pros and cons list, and, like, it got down to, like, I kept crossing things out that I was like, okay, let's be real. And, like, it literally came down to, like, I was just forced to be in the elements, and I was fucking cold.
No, like, being cold is crippling.
I hate being cold.
I will not do something if I'm cold.
I know. I'd rather be hot.
Same.
I'd rather be sweating and hot than cold.
Same. Even when you're, like, sleeping, because I'm one of those people, even, like, when I'm sleeping, I'd rather be too hot than too cold. Yeah. But I feel like most people are like, oh, I want a freezing cold bedroom.
I like a cold bedroom, but, like, I can get through being hot versus if I'm freezing cold, like, I'm unwell.
Yeah. Like, I wake up with a sore throat.
Right.
And I'm not doing that.
And I love snowboarding. Like, I went to Colorado, but, like, there were times where I'm like, I'm too cold.
Yeah. No, overall, I'm, like, an indoor cat. Like, I don't like snowboarding. I don't like camping. I don't like hiking. Mm-hmm. Like, if it's indoors, like, I went to Niagara Falls And everyone's like, oh, you got to go out there. You got to see it. You got to go on the boat or whatever. And I was like, I'm in a beautiful hotel room looking down at Niagara Falls. I'm like, why would I go down there?
I like to watch the people on there. Like, it looks like a joke.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, there's like the blue boat and the pink boat. And you're like, it looks like they're like on that boat as a joke.
Yeah. And
like, I don't need to live the joke. I'm watching the joke.
And the yellow trash bags are all just like, no, I did it.
Don't you have a video where you did it? Okay.
My mom made me do it. She was like, if we're going to be here, we're going to do it all the way. And I was like, why? Like, we don't have to. You know, like, I was like, you love Chardonnay in hotel rooms. Like, why would we go down on that boat?
Chardonnay mom? I
have a Chardonnay mom for sure.
Do you drink Chardonnay?
No, but I did when I was like younger.
Okay.
Because that's all she had at the house.
Got it.
So when I was first starting to drink.
Chardonnay.
I was just 16-year-old, like, chugging Chardonnay as a teenager because that's all I had access to.
When you started drinking? 16?
Probably 16, yeah. But not heavily.
Okay.
But, like, yeah, that's when I first started experimenting with the Chardonnay.
What's if you have a go-to wine now?
Like Pinot Grigio.
Okay.
Or Sauv Blanc.
I'm a Sauv girl. I feel like that's the classic white girl drink.
Oh, for sure.
Sauv. Yeah.
I can't drink red wine.
Really?
No. One, it makes me sick. And it makes me act weird.
Like, what do you do when you drink red wine?
Like, I get really, like, emotional.
Okay.
Where I'm like, we should talk about our dads. And then it does this weird thing to the back of my jaw where it, like, shocks the back of my jaw.
Tart? Like, it's tart? Yeah, like, I get what you're saying.
Though, that
like, that's really unique, but,
I feel like, I'm like, oh, no, I'm, like, AI. I'm like, seizing or
I'm
something.
glitching.
Yeah, that's what it feels. It, like, makes me do this.
Interesting.
Like,
oh.
I don't know.
Wow. All right.
But I can drink Sauv Blanc.
Okay. That's
pretty much any white wine I can drink.
Wine goes down like water for me. It's kind of scary.
It's unfortunate. Because you don't realize. So you're like, oopsie, a whole bottle.
I know. But we have also vibes on the fact that, like, you're trying to dial back. Like, former party girl's kind of your brand. Yeah. I'm trying to dial it back. I was sober for a year and 2 months. And I remember DMing you, being like, are you sober? And you're like, whoa. But
I'm like, from a lot of things. But I will still... Because drinking was never really my problem.
Okay.
Like, drinking was the fun part that I did before the part that I actually, like I loved, like, uppers and, like, EDM concerts, staying up till, like, 7
Did you wear, like, the boots?
For sure. And, like, the booty shorts. I'm like, why do I have my ass out at 6 p.m. right now for? That's
a commitment. Did you ever go to, like, Ultra in Miami?
I didn't go to Ultra. I did EDC.
Okay.
EDC is so interesting because it's noon. And you're literally in fucking underwear, getting in an Uber. Like, my Uber driver, because I took an Uber to EDC, had, like, a car seat in the back of her car. And I'm back there. I'm just covered in glitter, rolling in underwear and boots up to my pussy. I'm like, next to a car seat as she plays, like, NPR radio. I'm like...
Like, what am I doing?
What am I doing with my life?
That's that age, though. Also, like, that was the cool thing to do during that time. Like, I went to Dayglow. Like, I went to like a Flux Pavilion concert. Like, that was the time. Yeah. It was like Avicii. It was like you went fully in. I like tiptoed in and I was like, this is a lot. I did a few shows. Yeah. I did the Molly, but then I was like, I
think I did it for like a solid year.
Okay.
And then I was like, that's enough.
How many concerts did you go to during that year?
I didn't do like I didn't travel for a lot of concerts, but it was just like the bar scene where I was at. I was into
Indiana?
Like the dungeon bars.
Did you go to school college there?
Ball State.
Okay. So you always had a car?
Yeah.
So this is like a really big change.
Even in college, like a lot of people went without a car, but I got a job as a gymnastics coach.
Did you do gymnastics?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I've seen that on your Instagram too. You're like, I'm going to do a back handspring. I'm like, okay, casual.
Yeah, I can... I can't do anything that's flexible, but I still have, like, the strength to do tumbling.
That's impressive. Well, you'd work out a lot.
I do work out a lot. It's the only thing that, like, tricks my brain into thinking that I'm still really happy.
Doing uppers?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Because I'll listen to, like, really heavy, like, bass electronic music while I'm working out. And I'm like, this is pretty much the same.
It takes me back.
Yeah, it, like, feels kind of the same.
Do you do ClassPass or any of that?
I do ClassPass.
I just downloaded it again. I just did a Mile High Run Club.
Oh, my God. Wait, have you done Barry's?
Yeah.
Barry's is harder than Mile High Run
It
Club,
is,
I think.
but it simulates that same like club. Like I
Yeah.
was at Mile High the other day, and I'm like, this is like an old person club.
Yeah.
I'm like, the endorphins are up, the lights are cool, the music is on. I'm
Yeah.
like tricking myself into being like, this is fun.
Yeah. No, I seriously, I have to have that kind of workout where they're like blasting music
Yes.
and they're screaming. So I like Mile High Run Club because I feel like
You've gotten into the city, and like it's like you're a local. Like,
I know.
I'm impressed. I'm so impressed by you. Like the way
feel
you
like I've been here
subway,
my
you're
whole
like,
life.
oh yeah, Mile High, been there, done that.
Barry's did it.
Where is she? Is there Barry's in Indiana?
No.
I was gonna say.
I just downloaded ClassPass and I was like, I'm gonna try every workout in New York that there is until I find something I like.
I'm so impressed. What
I
else have
will
you done?
dive into a city.
You seem like someone that just dives in headfirst to anything. Like once you're into something, you're like, I'm going all in.
Yeah, which is like kind of the problem sometimes.
Well, it's an addict mindset. I'm kind of like that too.
That's why I was super into like the EDM concerts for a while. That's
exactly.
why, like if I comedy, like once I find something that I'm like, well, we have to do this every day for the rest of our lives.
A lot of comics are like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting. Sometimes I'm like, I don't need to go this hard on this, but I'm like, fuck it. Like, why not?
Yeah.
It's like I decided to do a podcast, and it's like, okay, here we are.
You
like,
bought every piece of equipment
everything you could need.
pink
I'm
headphones.
like, this has been such a journey. It's like sometimes I look back on something, I'm like, what the fuck?
You're like, I don't need a living room anymore. It's just a podcast studio.
I'm
like,
literally if I ever have enough. Whatever. I need to manifest this. When I have enough money, I want 2 pink chairs. I bought a sign that says stupid. It's all coming together. Like, this is like the ugly phase. So thanks for listening during the ugly phase.
That's what I call my cat. It's stupid.
Stupid.
You know how like everyone has like a name for their cat and then they call him something else? Hers is just stupid.
Again, the universe speaks.
Just stupid. Yeah. Yeah. This is actually Chloe's podcast.
Yes. I'll have to have her on.
That. Okay. But the Barry's class. I feel like that one is terrifying because
The people,
first off, the girl on the right side of me was like 2 inches total around her
but like
waist.
ripped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, this is terrifying. But then the girl on the left side of me was like very like normal body type. And I was like, oh, I'll be fine. I'll just watch what this girl does because it was my first class. I knew that I was in so much trouble when she was like, let's start at a jog at 6 miles per hour.
On like a 20 incline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is our light jog. This is our warm up. And so I'm like, I'm going to watch this girl because I bet like she doesn't actually do it. So I'll just follow her lead. No, she's just like, she has a smile on her face, which is always concerning. Like if you're smiling while running, like what happened to you?
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
Why is she smiling too? Also, Barry's is weird because you're just staring in the mirror. You're like, where do I look at my chest.
Dude, I kind of like it.
But like, where do you make eye contact with yourself?
I make eye contact with myself and I act like I'm like Eminem in 8 Mile, just like.
I gotta figure that out. Maybe I need to like unpack that in therapy. Like, why can't I make eye contact with myself?
Oh, I'm just staring at. I'm like, dude, you're like the strongest, fastest, hottest person ever. Just like giving myself every pep talk that I don't give myself on a daily basis. When I'm running, I'm like.
I'm like, this is my life now. When I'm in a Barry's class, I'm like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
But then I leave and I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I want a muffin.
No, I immediately passed out at home after the Barry's class.
No, I do the same thing. I'm like, oh, I'm on a high, and then I crash and burn. I'm like, my day is over.
Yeah. I didn't even shower or anything. I was just sweating.
Is there one in Queens?
There isn't. I went to the upper. It's very easy for me to get to the upper east side.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Because it's just like right over the bridge. Yeah. But other than that, living in Queens is nice.
Class together.
Yeah. I'll come down here.
What's your credits on ClassPass? Sorry.
Are you judging me?
No one needs to know this either.
What's your credits?
We'll talk offline. No, I just want to know how many classes we could do.
Are you yelling at me right now?
Yeah, I'm like, how hard are you pushing yourself?
Are you my guidance counselor? Like, how many credits do you have so far?
I'm just trying to like picture our life together. Like, how many chances do we have? Because I went 80 credits and it's a little limiting.
Wait, did you get your manicure through ClassPass?
No, they have food on there. I'm
yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you trying to do?
Yeah, they're starting to do a little too much.
Too much. I'm like, I'm trying to get thin here.
Yeah.
ClassPass.
I went to the nail salon with my ClassPass.
could really need.
You're like, I can tell. No, they all fell off within like a week.
I need a manicure if we want to go later too. I was setting up Troy's tripod in Portland and I lost a nail. I was really mad. I was like, this is your job.
Yeah. Yeah. You're a woman.
But I'm very due.
You're a woman in the arts. You don't need to be setting up cameras.
Right?
That's crazy.
Well, it's a lot. Do you set up cameras when you record or when you film? You're on the road a lot.
Yeah, but any videos that I have that are posted on my social media,
someone else did.
Somebody else did it. Yeah.
That's
I
fair.
have a camera, but
It's a lot of work.
It
It's like a
is.
lot on top of being like funny on stage. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I just want to focus on my jokes, and then I'm like, meanwhile, I'm like, is my lav connected?
yeah,
right?
trying to connect
Yeah.
everything.
Is it visible?
Yeah.
But hopefully I try hard. It's a whole thing.
And like the entire time I'm on stage, I'm thinking, did I push record?
I hate that.
And that's all I'm thinking of because I'll get like good crowd work.
Yeah.
And then in my brain, as soon as I'm like rolling
Camera
along
moment,
with the
yeah.
crowd work, I'm like, did I push record?
Like, this is a viral moment. I must capture it.
And then
you
I'm
pull yourself
panicking
out.
because then I'm thinking about if I'm recording and then I pull myself out of the crowd work because I'm like too focused on that and I can't
It's a whole
focus on two
thing.
things. So
One time I couldn't get my lav connected, and I like literally the host was like, "All right, Tori, cool," and I was like in the back of the room like, "My lav mic." Such a bitch. It's hard what we do. It's like you got to build a following online to then fill a room. You've been headlining. You were just in Chicago.
a little bit, yeah.
How was that?
Chicago's super fun. I was supposed to headline in Dubuque, Iowa.
Dubuque.
Yeah.
I hear of a new place every day.
Same. And it was kind of interesting because I was going to fly into Chicago, rent a car, drive to Dubuque, which is like 2 hours away in the middle of nowhere. And then like 3 weeks before I was supposed to go, they had like an issue with like the club flooded or something like that. I was like, well, I kind of already bought a ticket. So they're like, oh, we'll pay you the same and you can just come feature for the headliner in Chicago. And I was like, yeah.
Wins. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have to headline. I don't have to sell tickets. I don't have to leave Chicago, and I get paid the same.
Wins.
I'm like, can we do this always?
Yeah.
Like, I'll do this every night.
Who was the headliner?
Nick Simmons, which is funny
I
because
love Nick.
he's here.
He just got past the cellar.
He did, yeah.
I met him when I used to do that School of Thought I've told you about.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Sasha Patwell. He was at her like barbecue, and I got to know him there.
Yeah.
Comedy is such a small world.
It feels like ever since I moved here, I swear I never met comics from New York. Maybe like once every like 8-9 months I'd meet somebody from New York. And then as soon as I moved here, it was like every comic. And then I went to Raleigh, however the fuck you say, North Carolina.
Raleigh, yeah.
And then I went to Chicago, and then Sunday went there, and there were 2 comics from New York on that show too.
Really? Who?
And like Brittany,
Maybe?
she runs Ambush Comedy.
Brittany Cardwell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's great.
She's so sweet.
Mm-hmm. She's so nice. And she also does a show at Fetty Sao with Claire Andrews. Claire Andrews? Yeah. I forget what it's called. Drool.
Oh, yeah. So it's like as soon as I like was planning on moving here, the universe was just like, here.
Honestly, like I said this to someone else on the pod, maybe it was Kitty, but like if you're on the right path, if you're doing what's meant for you, the universe like rolls out a red carpet, and I really feel that.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's almost like it sets bumpers for you. It's like, oh no, this is where you're supposed to go. Like I feel really fortunate getting connected to Troy and being able to tour with him, and that was such a like not luck, but like it's like, oh, I'm like grateful that I had that connection, that he pulled me in.
Yeah.
And it's like you need someone to look out for you
How
and to
did
pull you along.
Get connected with him?
Through Broadway Comedy Club.
Oh, okay.
I did the Industry Room, which I think I've mentioned to you.
Yeah.
Did that, got a few spots, then the pandemic hit. They called me like a year later and like, hey, you want your spots from the Industry Room? And I was like, sure, yeah. And then I went back. The night I went back, he was hosting, or he was there. We connected immediately, and then I started working there. I started interning, and then I started working the door. So we were just always around each other. And then he's had a podcast for like 2 or 3 years, or he had it prior, and then he pulled me in as a co-host. We did that for a year, and then he started getting booked on the road. And then
okay. So you were there back when he like wasn't even getting booked on the road and stuff.
I'll never forget. We were in the green room of Broadway Comedy Club, and he's like, "Yeah, like this time next year, like I'm gonna be touring the country." And I was like,
okay,
cute, dream big, boy.
No, I mean like you have to put those things out into the universe.
No, that's like, the thing. Like I've stopped like questioning anything anyone says, because I'm like I'm constantly shown like, yeah, you can. You could be in the green room 1 minute hosting the Industry Room, and then the next have not only a countrywide tour, but like he sells out everything. And it was, I mean, he's been working at it for 10 years, but like it was a few viral videos that got him there. And it really is crazy, the power of the internet. Like that's how people found him. And
everything has gone to the internet, which I mean, like I came here because I still want to be a really good stand-up comic. Like I don't want to be one of those people that like blows up on the internet and then it's like, well, I guess I'll do a tour.
Yeah.
Like I want it to be worth it if you come to a show. If like my like Instagram and TikTok and everything keeps growing. But yeah, I feel like going back, like, you know what, like when you're like asking the universe, you're like, please just give me a sign, come on. And then like it literally, like, I swear, like coming here, it was like punching me in the face. It was like, dude, we're giving you every sign you need. And I was like, maybe just one more sign. Like,
hey, how long did you think about moving here before you did?
Like 2 years.
Okay.
I opened for Hannah.
Yeah, how'd you get connected to Hannah Berner?
She came to Indianapolis in 2020, and I opened up for her.
Because the club you were at?
Yeah, at Helium.
Okay.
At Helium Comedy Club. I hosted for her. And then she was like, you need to move to New York. Mm-hmm. She was like, you got to get there. And I was like, oh. Like, I was going through a breakup. I was like, well, like, I'm just sad, and I don't feel like moving. And then pretty much from that moment on, my life just started getting significantly better. And, like, it just, like, kept putting things into place. And then I met Patrick, and I got booked at the Stand. And then I was still kind of like, I don't know if I should. And then Mary, my roommate, reached out to me randomly and was like, have you ever thought about moving to New York? And I was like, all right, fine. Yeah. I'll do it. Yeah. Like, not just twist my arm. Like, it was literally twisting my arm and, like, throwing me. And I was still like, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, it feels good for everything to start, like, working out.
Well, and now you're at the Stand. You're hosting
and then just spots.
Oh, I love that. That's nice. It's nice to have the mix, because sometimes like you'll just get stuck hosting, and it's just like, yeah, it's great, but it's just hard. Yeah. It's hard to shine in hosting. I
don't mind hosting right now because you get paid more hosting, because you can't bop around at all, right? Because you're kind of like stuck there. But for me, I'm not. I see all these comics that they're like, oh, I have a 8:30, and then I have a 8:35 set, and I don't get off this until 8:45, and I'm like, how the fuck are you guys doing this? Like,
no, it's really, and also like they're going from like the Stand to the Cellar, and then like up and over, and it's a lot.
I don't know how, like, I'll have like, coming from like that Midwest mentality, it was like you would have one show at 7 p.m. and you'd get there at 6:25 p.m. And then you would stay for every comic, because that's like the nice thing to do, because we've got that like Midwest hospitality. But here it's just like everyone's like, no, I have to go. Yeah. Like, I really don't care how you do it.
It's kind of nice when comics are in and out. Like, I like a little bit of a hang, but other than that, it's like, get in, get out.
Yeah.
Don't linger too much.
Yeah,
it's definitely an art. I mean, I'm usually working, so, like, I'm usually at a place for a long time.
Yeah.
But that's, like, what I'm
Because you're still at Broadway, right?
I'm at Greenwich on Tuesdays.
Or Greenwich.
I manage there. Mm-hmm. So, which is nice. It's nice to have, like, a set every week thing, but I'm definitely trying to get into more places. But then I'll be traveling on the weekends, so it's just, like, hard to, like, really try to settle in places.
Yeah,
so, I don't know. It's a balance.
I feel like that's everyone here. Everyone's here on the weekdays and then traveling on the weekends, which has been nice for me because I'm not really traveling on the weekends. So I've gotten a bunch of weekend spots at the Stand, I think, just because everyone's gone.
Yeah.
Like, well, you guys get me. Sorry.
No, that's the way. I need to come hang. Where's your next, because I feel like you've got a few headlining things coming up, right? Or... You're
Not
traveling
really
on the weekends?
When I moved here, I was like, I want to
settle in
here. Like, smart. So I didn't book. Well, I already had the Chicago stuff and the North Carolina stuff booked. So I just kept those, and then I'm going to St. Louis with Hannah.
Okay, fun. I was just gonna ask if you're still featuring with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be in St. Louis with her. But as far as like actually touring and stuff, I was like, I just want to be here.
Yeah.
And I just want to like get settled in. And get better before I start trying to do anything else.
Is that a theater that you're doing with her?
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Somewhere in St. Louis.
What's the biggest audience you've done?
Probably like 2,000.
That's crazy.
Her. Yeah.
Was it really scary at first?
I don't know. I think something's wrong with my brain. Like, that kind of stuff doesn't scare me.
Yeah. Well, also, I feel like with her fans, like, they're just there and they're happy.
They're so
and, like,
nice.
you're a girlie. Yeah. They're all girlies. So you're kind of embraced by, like, 2,000 friends in a way.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably how I would gaslight myself going into it, like, to not be scared.
Yeah. But I have never seen a group of women that all look a little bit like me in one room.
Yeah.
Because, like, even, like, Hannah, like, if Hannah and I were, like, going out for the same commercial, like, you know, if they needed someone for a commercial, they would book both of us. Yeah. Like, we look very similar in that kind of way. But, like, yeah, it was just, like, a bunch of, like, 25 to, like, 35 girly pops that just love you from the minute you walk out.
And
like,
you host, right? Or is it, like, a feature host?
Yeah, it's just,
hybrid?
like, a two-woman show.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun.
Which I love, because then we don't have to, like, worry about anybody else in the green room. It's just,
right.
like...
And it sounds like it's very civil with you guys. Like you were saying how it's, like, you have your hotel rooms, you go to bed at an early hour.
It's so chill.
It's one night, it's one show.
It's so easy. And, like, you know, I don't know. Well, I guess, yeah, because you toured with Troy. Like, I've toured with some guy comics before where they're like, they love hanging afterwards.
Yeah.
And they want to go to the bar where their fans are going.
That's such a messy...
And they want to hang with them and stuff. And I'm like, these aren't even my fans, but, like, I don't know how you have the energy to do that.
Right.
Because you pour your heart out there for an hour. And then you want to go drink and hang out still, too? Like,
you gotta be on. You can't say the wrong things. Like, people like the right amount of time and energy. It's
no, if there's one thing about me, I will go home. Like, that's my favorite thing to do. Just in general.
Yeah.
In general. If we go out to dinner and then dinner's over.
You're going home.
I cannot wait to go home. Like, that's my favorite thing in the world. Like,
going home after.
Or going to a party, staying for, like, 10 minutes.
Just...
Yeah, just to be like, I did it.
I saw it. I'm done.
Yeah, I had like 3 conversations. Yeah. And then I did my favorite thing, which is going home.
Putting on sweats is my favorite.
Yes.
I love putting on sweatpants.
Yeah.
That's really what I look forward to. It's so funny. I was just in Portland with Troy, and like before I left, I had like Oreos in my cabinet, and I was like leaving, being like, I can't wait to come home and put on sweatpants and eat my Oreos. Like, that's, like, what I looked forward to. Like, again, like, I was so pumped for all the shows, but, like, that was, like,
your
my...
Oreos?
Well, I also did a really fucked up thing with them where I made a smoothie, and I crumbled them up and put them in the smoothie. Like a banana vanilla situation. Like, I made it the whole thing. It was, like, an ice cream adjacent situation.
Was it yogurt?
No, it was like protein powder, oat milk, yeah.
Okay.
But I was like excited, like I was like, I have these Oreos, and I'm going to like.
So you did like a McFlurry, a healthy McFlurry.
Exactly.
That actually would be good. I hate when I see those things on Instagram where they're like, "This is the protein-packed pasta of your dreams."
All the protein shenanigans.
Cottage cheese.
It had
has
such a time.
taken over.
Yeah, I know.
Instagram.
Do you eat cottage cheese?
I
definitely got sucked into that.
I got sucked into it.
I bought like almond flour to make fake cookie dough, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
TikTok will fuck me up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll buy the most random. Like, I have a bag of almond flour in my cabinet. Why? Because some girl made fake cookie dough. But then I bought it, and it's like 100 calories for an eighth of a cup.
I was going to say, is it even better for you?
No.
That's how I feel about Dave's bread. Do you know Dave's?
I have Dave's in the fridge. We're white girls. We're white girls on the internet.
I looked it up.
It's tasty as fuck.
But it's no different.
No, it's not.
Like, because I was taking them one day, you know, next to just, like, regular wheat bread, and I'm like, oh, this is just...
Yeah, it's wheat bread.
This is $24 bread.
Yeah.
That really doesn't have...
Good.
I think it has, like, 5 extra grams of protein. I think that's the only difference.
We get sucked in.
You do.
What's the dumbest thing TikTok has made you buy?
I mean, I was on the cottage cheese trend really bad.
Yeah.
I was putting cottage cheese. I was blending cottage cheese in a blender, and I was like,
I was doing that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You start blending cottage cheese.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
I went on like a really bad yogurt kick for a while. Like I was like mixing yogurt into fucking pasta sauces and stuff. And
honestly, some Greek yogurt on pasta.
Yeah. No, it is pretty good.
It's good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I was like, do you really need to be this healthy?
I don't even know if it is. That's the thing. Like, I'll watch a podcast and it's like, dairy is the devil. And I'm like holding a pint of like a Faye cottage cheese. And I'm like, oh no, what am I doing?
No, it's not the devil.
Yeah.
I grew up like in the country. So milk is totally fine to drink milk.
Totally.
Worse. Maybe not TikTok, but like 2 weeks ago, I bought a leash for my cat because I saw this girl walking her cat on TikTok, and I was like, I could do that.
Did you?
Well, I tried, but she really didn't like it.
Cats don't like leashes.
Well, not yet.
Oh, you're gonna like try it. You're
You're
gonna like this.
She's a Munchkin cat, so she's like kind of bow-legged.
Oh, fun.
So it was like a harness that I put on her, and then her little bow legs were like sticking out. She hated it so much. She just kind of,
fell over.
Yeah.
Like a fainting goat.
Yeah. But she likes the birds outside. So I was like, if I can just get her on this leash.
A leash plus birds, though, sounds messy. Sounds like a potential, like, decapitation or something.
I mean, risk
Cats
and
also,
reward.
like, have you seen all the cat toaster videos?
Toaster?
Yeah.
No.
You haven't seen them?
Like, they're scared of them?
So there's, the bread goes into the toaster.
Yeah.
And then the cat, like, walks up to the toaster, and then the bread comes out, and they, like, literally, like, launch into the air.
That makes sense. Well, have you seen them with foil?
No.
They're scared of foil.
All cats.
Yeah. So if you
It's like vampires.
yeah, like
and garlic.
They're garlic. Yeah. If you put foil down, anywhere that you don't want your cat to get up on, like the countertops or whatever, once they jump on it, they like bounce right back off of it.
Have you done it?
No, but I need to.
You need to. You need to film it. Like that's your next big boost.
Yeah. Viral moment.
Honestly, cat content is big. I don't even really like
It really
cats. No
is.
offense.
Yeah,
but
it's okay.
but like I get into the cat content.
You just haven't met the right one.
That's true. I haven't.
You know, like dudes with lesbians, they're like, you just haven't met the right man. That's how I am with cats. I'm like,
That's
you just haven't met
hilarious.
Chloe. Yeah,
No, I need to meet her.
she's pretty cool.
I like cats that are like dog adjacent. Like if they like chill, they come up to you.
I mean, no, I wouldn't describe her that way at all.
I'll have to meet her.
Kind of the complete opposite of that, but
Okay, not chill at all.
no, and she won't come up to you at all.
Okay.
She has zero
I don't
interest
think
in you.
again, I'm like, I don't want to try. you
Yeah,
know?
no, like she's not, cats are not for anyone besides the owner.
Right.
Like she loves me and we're cool, but like anybody else that comes over, she could really care less about.
How long have you had her for?
A year.
Oh, she's a fresh cat.
She's a fresh cat. Fresh out of the oven.
It's a fresh relationship.
Yeah.
Do you love having a cat? Wow, that was a no.
Honestly, my mom keeps giving me, and my mom has been like giving me animals for as long as I can remember, because I think she thinks I'm lonely and I'm not. Like, I'm like, I'm not lonely. She's like, you need something. You need something. You can't just, like, be single and alone and not have any animals for the rest of your life. And my mom is one of those people. She has, like, 6 dogs and, like, 2 kids she adopted. She just, like, always needs to, like, have something to take care of. Mm-hmm. And so she got me the cat. And I was like, yeah, she's, like, don't get me wrong. I love her. She's beautiful.
It's just an added, like, to do.
But yeah, like when you're if you're touring or traveling or anything, like, yeah.
This is not ideal.
Yeah. I mean, like, she shits in a box, so it's not that hard, but like,
I hate litter boxes.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. And they, as soon as you clean it, they shit in it immediately.
Like, as a fuck you.
Yeah.
Cats are mean.
They are mean.
And they're smart.
Yeah.
They know
but
how
I
to
kind of
fuck
like
your day.
it.
Yeah.
Like,
Would you say if you were, like, you're an indoor cat is how you described yourself earlier? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm more of, like, a lazy dog. Like a golden retriever type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Thanks. Like,
but, like, you will go outside and you get excited.
Yeah, I like it, but, like, I want to lay on the floor.
And you want to go home afterwards.
Yes.
Like, you want to go skiing, but, like, you're not going to, like, go camping and stay out, like, in the mountains with a tent. Yeah.
And then I retreat.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, like, golden retriever. Like, I want to go on a walk, but I also want to be home. Yeah.
Yeah. I want, like, my food. Yeah. I love a car ride, too. I love a car ride.
You just have your head out the window.
One time I did that as a kid, like a whole, like, 20-minute drive, and I had windburn for, like, 2 days. It was so dumb. Don't do that. I learned that the hard way.
What did your parents say as you were doing that?
My mom was like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
She's like, if they're entertained. It was like me and my friend did it. We're like, where did this whole car ride? And she's like, cool.
You guys, like, didn't talk the entire time. She's like, I love
literally.
this.
Yeah, she probably did love it. I mean, that was stupid. Like, I love to ask people this on the pod. What's one of the stupidest things you've ever done?
Stupidest things I've ever done. I don't know. Live.
That's good. Live. It's not your fault.
I don't know. I really don't.
Pretty good. But nothing comes to mind.
Yeah, like nothing is just like burning into my head, because I genuinely feel like everything that I've done that I was like, oh, that was so stupid, has worked out in some sort of way. You know,
that. The universe.
Like, yeah, like I'm like, at the time I was like, oh, I'm making a mistake, but it always turned into something better. Mm-hmm. So it never.
What's one of those examples? What's something that you thought was dumb that turned out to be like the best thing?
Like when I was 23, I had like a very specific life. I think I told you this, that I wanted like for myself, where like I was like, I want to be married, I want to buy a house, I want a full-time job. At like 23 years old, and looking back, I'm like, you were such a little baby.
Yeah, I know, like, you think you're so old.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, I only have like 3 years left before I need to start having kids. So I had like this like path, and at the time when I was just like, I'm gonna sell my house, I'm gonna break up, I'm gonna move in. I moved into
you
like
owned a home.
Yeah,
you kind of did it.
Yeah, like I did life. Mm-hmm. And at the time when I was like, I moved into this like teeny tiny like shed of a house. It was like a tiny house, Like, my fridge was, like, a mini fridge.
Yeah.
My washer and dryer everything was tiny. And I remember being in that house, and I was like, you fucked up so bad, dude. Like, so bad. But then as it was, like, happening and as, like, things started happening for me in that house, I was like,
All right, we're back.
okay.
I like to keep these to like
Wait,
45 minutes. So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
What were we saying? The dumbest thing that became the best thing.
Yeah.
And it was that little house, and you're like, this sucks, and then you made it better.
Yeah. Like, I just felt like everything kind of, like, started going in a better path after that. I don't know what the dumbest thing I've ever done is.
No, that's actually really good. You can't
Oh,
think
wait.
of
I
it.
did Molly in a Cracker Barrel bathroom one time.
That's hilarious.
That one was pretty dumb.
I feel like that's a very Sara Poptarts story.
I was like, actually, it was the first time I ever did, like, really any drugs at all.
Wow.
So I was, like, working at this, like, bar in Fort Lauderdale.
Did you live in Florida?
Yeah, I lived in Florida for, like, 4 months on time.
Why?
My friend is a singer. She got a job out there singing. I had just graduated college, and she was like, do you want to, like, move out to Florida? And I was like, I'm going to be, like, the hottest bartender in Miami. Like, that was my goal when I went out there. And then I got there, and it was all, like, the hottest, most curvy women I've ever seen. Just literally fucking models and goddesses walking around. And I was like, I think I'm going to be really good at Fort Lauderdale Beach Bar. So we lived in Hollywood, which is, like, in between. So I went to... Yeah, my idea was that I was going to work at a club in Miami, and then I worked at a beach bar with some of the most heinous but fun people in Fort Lauderdale instead. But her and I were going back to Indiana, and it's like a 20-hour drive. And so I worked with this guy, his name was Big Bubba, he worked in the kitchen. And I was telling him, I was like, we're going to try and do it, like, throughout the whole night. We're trying to drive from...
On Molly?
Well, we didn't know this. At the time, I was just like, yeah, we're just going to go off of vibes. Like, we don't want to stop. If we have to stop, we'll do it in our car or whatever. And he's like, that's dangerous. Take this instead. He's like, I swear you'll make it all the way to Indiana without having to stop. Now, he told me it was Molly. This is what he's like, and again, I know nothing about drugs at this point.
Right.
I was like 22 years old.
You thought it was going to, like, keep you awake to get home?
That's what he told me. He said, this will keep you awake to get home.
That's crazy.
So I was like...
You, like, can't see with it.
Well, looking back, like, because I've done Molly since, I'm almost 93% sure it was meth.
That's terrifying.
So I think I did meth in a Cracker Barrel bathroom one time.
To drive home.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Because, like, so my friend Sammy, she's, like, the most innocent person in the entire world. Like, went to, like, a Catholic school, just very innocent kind of person. And I made her take it first because I was like, Big Bubba gave me these instead if we take them.
It was pills?
Yeah, it was in like a capsule.
Scary.
And I was like, he said that if we take these, like, we won't get tired the entire drive. And I was like, I think you should take it first. I was like, if you start acting weird, like, I'll be driving and I'll drive you to the hospital because I'm like an amazing friend.
Yeah.
So we're like, she takes it in the Cracker Barrel bathroom. And then we go and we're sitting down and we're eating. And, like, as we're eating, she just starts talking, like, a mile a minute. She won't eat anything. And I was like, okay. I was like, I don't know what this is.
Like, I want what she's having.
Yeah, so I took it in there, too. And then we made it all the way to Indiana.
On meth?
On meth, yeah.
Have you ever felt that feeling again?
Never.
So you did meth?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Turns out I love meth.
Yeah, sounds like a good time. You were very productive. You would think meth heads would, like, be more productive if that was their experience.
I think if you, I've said this before, but I think if you just do the right amount of meth, it's pretty good for you. That's what Adderall is. Like,
right, it's amphetamine salts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have an Adderall prescription?
No.
I had it in college. I, like, begged my parents all of high school to get it. And my mom was like, no, I'm not putting my child on drugs.
Yeah.
Even though I would get it through friends to do tests and stuff.
Yeah.
And I definitely have some. I mean, everyone has ADD, whatever.
Right.
So finally in college, I got, like, a doctor to, like, finally prescribe it to me. And I'm like, oh, my God, hell yeah. I got a D in economics prior. So I'm like, thank God, I'm going to, like, get my shit together.
Yeah.
my sister then tells me, like, as soon as I get my Adderall prescription, she's like, oh, by the way, like, unless you're going to grad school, like your grades do not matter. Like, all people care about is you have a degree and no one's going to fact check it.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? I was like, I've just, like, literally spent my entire life being like, grades matter.
Yeah.
So, if it, like, she was like, yeah, by the way, this whole testing thing.
Doesn't matter.
So I have the worst semester of my entire life. I get straight C's. But I'm, like, on drugs.
C's get degrees.
Yeah, C's get degrees. And I'm like, oh, wow, I waited my whole life to get Adderall thinking, like, this is my time to shine. Like, didn't lose weight and got straight C's. And I'm like, this is a waste of anything.
I did in college. I, like, took it because I thought it was going to make me lose weight.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But it really doesn't.
Yeah.
Because, like, not eating like that is not good for you.
It's not good for you. And also, like, you're going to eat eventually. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, you might forget that day or, like, the next day. But, like...
It's all going to pile back up.
Yeah. I don't know. Some people, like, do lose weight on it, but...
Yet no one has ever asked me for my college degree.
No one gives a shit.
And, like, I've had jobs that are, you know, requires a bachelor's degree. I know that because when I was moving out of my house, I found my certificate, my, like, graduation certificate or whatever.
Uh-huh. Your degree?
Yeah, the degree. I found my degree. Well, you'd think. I found the folder that it comes in.
Yeah.
And then I opened it up, and it was just a piece of paper telling me where I have to go, what website I have to go to order my degree.
Shut up.
So I don't even have my degree. I just have a piece of paper that says I have the capability of ordering my degree.
So
but no one's ever asked
just
for
some
it.
sort of digital file.
Yeah, it's just out there in the metaverse.
Funny.
Like,
Degree.
floating.
What is a degree anyways?
Right?
Yeah, someone paid money to, like... you paid money to to go to classes?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think colleges are starting to decline. I just saw, like, a news
really
headline
is.
that was, like, a lot of independent colleges are kind of losing funding.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, I can just go on TikTok.
You can learn anything on the internet now.
Anything.
And it's more valuable than what you're learning from a person that decided that they wanted to work for $30,000 a year. I feel like until we see, like, teachers and professors getting paid and respected more, like, the whole thought of school is going to start to go away.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, like, who wants to do that?
Go to school?
Who wants to, like, teach?
I know. Well, that's the thing. Like, there's still doctors and teachers. And I'm like, who wants to do that?
Right.
Be a doctor looks so hard.
So at least you make a lot of money being a doctor.
Yeah, but you spend so much to make the money.
Yeah.
And, like, your degrees are, like, the schooling, it's, like, 20 years of schooling.
Yeah.
Between, like, high school, college, medical school, residency for 7 years. Like, you're just, again, not that you're studying in high school for it, but, like, you're starting to, like, think about, you know, where do you want to go to college?
Whole time, like,
yeah.
Sounds awful.
I don't know how people do it.
It's a house. It's a house in your brain. Like, that's how much a house is, like, at least.
Your brain is a house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one way to think of it. You could just buy a brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could never. But thank God someone's doing it.
Right, or else.
We were not going to save the world with our comedy.
No, I mean, like, that's... Even with my comedy, I'm like, I'm never going to be one of those comics that's, like, trying to save the world.
No.
Or trying to change people's opinions. I'm like, I just want to make people laugh and have fun.
That's really
and
what
I
it's
don't
about.
really care if, like... I'm not going to get super political or try and change the way the world is.
Politics.
Like, I don't care that much.
If you were to have to, like, have a takeaway to your set where people leave the show and they think of your set, like, what would you want them to think?
I feel like I talk about, like, my upbringing a lot, and I talk about, like, growing up just, like, with family members that went to, like, prison and stuff like that, and I hope, like, when somebody leaves, like, they feel more comfortable. Because, like, that's where I think that was, like, my villain origin story is, like, when I went to college, and I was just so country, and I felt so out of place. Mm-hmm. And so I just started making jokes about myself. Like, I would just be like, oh, like, I'm white trash, I don't know any better. Just, like, say stuff like that. And I hope, like, when somebody leaves, like, they don't feel, like, trashy. I
love that.
Or they feel like it's cool. Like, I want to be trashy in the best way possible.
Yeah, they don't, like, where you don't want them to feel like they don't belong.
Yeah.
Like, you can be yourself and be somewhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you came from.
Yeah. Or you can be
that.
kind of stupid, honestly.
I
Like,
love
it's not
that.
like I'm, like, the smartest person in the world, and I know that, but I don't think that really matters. Like, whatever you wanted to do with your life, like, just do it. like
I
that
love
kind of
that.
stuff.
It's so funny you say that because I had Jared Schwartz on, and I said, "What do you want to leave like the people with? Like, what's your parting words?" He's like, "Just do it." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, Nike," and he's like, "No, like I mean that. Like don't be scared. Like, oh, you've got like something coming up that you're not sure of. Like, you're gonna have to just do it."
Yeah.
And then I had Maggie on, and she had a similar as well. Like, she was like, "Oh yeah, like just do it." And then Ginsburg, I feel like it was like it's been kind of like a through line in all of the episodes. It's cool. I think a lot of comics have to have that mindset. It's like if you stopped yourself from like embarrassment or putting yourself, it's like you're not gonna do it. So you have to literally just do it.
And you have to be so authentically you and put out some of the most like vulnerable stuff.
Yeah.
That's like with TikTok. I'm like, some of this stuff, I'm like, I wouldn't even say this to my best friend.
So
and then
funny.
I'm just talking into a void saying this stuff, and it has like hundreds and thousands of views, and I'm like, that's not real though.
It is my deepest, darkest secret.
Yeah.
But once you like put it out there, like it has less weight to it. Where, like, if I'm willing to share this, like fuck it.
Yeah.
Here it goes.
My few comics and I used to just always say, like, gotta get them out.
Right. You
like,
told me that.
Gotta get them out. Like, your jokes, your video ideas, any ideas you have, like, get them out. And if they suck, well, you did it.
Yeah.
And then you learn, and you can do something else. But
how many followers do you have on TikTok?
Like 300,000.
Okay. Because, like, when you hit post, does that become even a factor in your mind? Or you're just like, you're, like, kind of numb to it. You're like, whatever. This is going.
It's so weird. Like, my sketches and stuff that I put all this work into that always do terrible, I overthink them so much. And I'm like, oh, I just need to, like, make sure you can, like, zoom in. I'll zoom in here and, like, are the captionings perfect? And then the ones where I'm just do not care.
Yeah.
Ranting. Don't even check my spelling or anything. I'll, like, put captions on there. Don't even check it and send it. Boom.
Yeah.
Always do better.
Yeah. Do you try to bring that mentality going forward? Or, like, fuck it, let me just think less?
Yeah, but then I'll still have this, like, I don't know. I'll still have, like, an idea where I want it, and I don't care, because I'm like, this is something that I like.
Right.
And that I want to put out, and I want to show, like, my style of creativity. Mm-hmm. But also, I don't know. Sometimes it sucks, because, like, I know what's going to go. Like, when I post something, I'm like, that's going to go viral, and I really don't want it to.
That's hilarious. What's the biggest viral video that you're like, fuck?
I don't know. I mean, I just put out this one where I was, like, talking about how millennial women dress, which I was talking about myself.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of people didn't realize that I am a millennial woman.
Yeah.
Talking about myself and my friends.
They thought you were talking shit.
So I have so many, which, like, the last person I want to piss off is a millennial woman. Because that is...
Like, we are the same.
Yeah, like, that's who I want to come to my
tribe.
shows. Yeah, that's who I'm trying to draw in. So if I piss off that group of people, I'm like, no, they're literally all I want to impress. Like,
yeah.
Because I've had videos, like, where men are just, like, fucking going in on me. Like, the mouth swab joke test. You know, like, people will be like, oh, she only talks about sex, all this stuff. That doesn't bother me. Because I'm like, guys are stupid. You don't understand anything. Like, you're sexist and ugly and bald. But, like, if a millennial woman gets mad at me, I'm like, I'm so sorry.
You're like, no, I bit the hand that feeds me.
I've disappointed you guys. And I thought about deleting it.
Yeah.
I thought about turning off the comment, you know, and then, but, like, you're also, like, but I also am trying to, this is literally what I'm trying to do.
Right.
That part, I hate.
I get that. I know. I'm still in the ugly early phases of being like, somebody watch this.
Yeah.
So, it's always a grind. But
yeah. Do you have any videos that, like, you hate of yourself now?
I don't look at my TikTok.
After
I post it, I'm like, well, that's there.
That goes into the
I'm
void.
not looking back. I used to post really weird shit. Like, there was a phase, like, post-pandemic, like, when things were still coming out, where I just was, like, going, like, just being a weirdo.
Yeah.
And I think if I committed to it, it would have gone well. But I, like, didn't commit enough, so I just looked like a freak, like, probably 10 times. And then I was like, I can't do this. And then I panicked and, like, pulled out. Even though, like, I think it's, like, one of those videos where you're like, that's funny and weird, but it doesn't have enough views to be funny, where you're kind of like, this is still a little weird.
Yeah.
But I think if I just committed to it. If you would have just done it.
Yeah.
So I deleted all that stuff, which I'm kind of bummed about. But I just need to, like,
I'm so bad about deleting stuff.
You delete it?
Yeah. If something, like, doesn't do well, I just delete it and pretend it never happened.
I know.
That's kind of me with everything that's ever happened to me.
Just delete it, yeah.
Delete it from my brain completely. Like, that's...
Control-Delete.
That never happened.
I know. I feel like that with relationships. I'm like, what?
You ever think back to, like, an old relationship and
it's wild.
Can't remember anything about them?
Yeah, and, like, they're like, I told that person I loved them?
Yeah.
Like, who was I?
I kissed them on the mouth. Like, sometimes I think about... I'm like, I open mouth kiss you. Like, that's...
Ugh, I know. I'm so mad this SD card has, like, 56 minutes on it, and here we are. I know. I'm just sad. Fuck. I need to get better at this.
I think you're doing great.
Thanks.
I'm happy you had me.
Thanks for being on.
I had such a fun time.
I'm sorry we're cut short by technology. Any final parting words? Let me just look at the SD card.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to look at it. 1 minute. Wow. Damn. Look at me. 1 minute. We've got 1 minute. What do you want to say in 1 minute?
Oh, my God. Ride the horse.
Ride the horse.
Ride the horse, baby.
I love that.
Just get on it. I'm allergic to horses, but I
was a horseback rider, so that really that's relatable. Ride the horse. All right.
Said it just for you.
And then where can they find you?
Sara Poptarts on everything.
Poptarts.
Right, no H on the Sara.
Right. I learned that. I wrote your name down and I was like, is there an H?
No.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for being on.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening, and see you later. Bye. I want to thank you. I'm so sorry this SD card is dead. That's another thing. I just need bigger SD cards. Yep, a 0. Wow.